All right, I have a serious question for you. If you saw a UFO, would you tell anyone? What if you were a high-profile politician? Would you admit it, or would you be silenced by the stigma that often accompanies such out-of-these-world tales? Well, a lawmaker who would eventually become the 39th president, who you see right here with his lovely wife, of the United States, reported his own encounter, and the reaction actually may surprise you. So Chief Transportation Correspondent, pilot, and self-proclaimed space geek, May-Kay Beeler, is here to be able to talk about all this. When I saw this story, May-Kay, I was so just engrossed in this to think of Jimmy Carter and a possible UFO sighting.
A lot of people don't know this. So, I was surprised too. So yeah, the late former President Jimmy Carter saw a color-changing UFO in Georgia back in 1969. His willingness to discuss it leaves behind a unique legacy of openness about UFO sightings. Carter's personal encounter happened outside a Lions Club in Leary, Georgia. He was with a group of about 24 witnesses who all saw a bright orb changing colors from blue to red to white. Now, according to his reports and History.com, the orb moved toward and away from the crowd, stopped, then disappeared behind pine trees. Carter said the object was self-illuminated, not solid in nature. It was in view for about 12 minutes before it passed out of sight. Now, when Carter was governor in 1973, he filed an official report with the International UFO Bureau. He spoke freely about the encounter and even promised during his 1976 presidential campaign that he would release all government information if he was elected.
All right, so when he was elected, did he release any secret government information? I think that's the big question we want to find out.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm so surprised that he came forward with it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't.
No secrets?
No, he backed away from his pledge, citing, listen to this, security concerns and defense implications. Now, what does that tell you?
Right. So was there ever an investigation into what was the so-called UFO was?
Yeah. Okay. So a family member, a Carter family member, actually did some research, and this is what he came up with. He discovered or decided it was likely from the release of a glowing chemical cloud produced by rockets launched from Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. Now, some of these sodium and barium chemical clouds apparently were visible by the scattering of sunlight as far away as Leary, Georgia, appearing around the same time of the sighting. And a copy of this report is at the Jimmy Carter Library.
Wow.
I know.
This is incredible. So did it leave a personal impact for you?
It did for President Carter. So let me tell you what he said. He is quoted as saying, "One thing's for sure, I will never make fun of people who say they've seen unidentified objects in the sky." And check this out. Carter left a message cast to the cosmos in 1977. So USA reports in a message that was sent in space along with recordings of Earth's music, languages, and images. Carter left a message on a golden record launched on the space probe Voyager 1, saying in part, once we get our problems worked out, we hope to join a community of galactic civilizations. And the message continues to travel today on Voyager 1 beyond our solar system.
This is one of the coolest stories ever, but it goes to show you back then you think it was kind of strange to say, hey, I saw a UFO. Now it almost seems like these conversations are happening, but then you always find out, okay, what was it?
And there's still stigma associated with it. Like, what are you, nuts? What are you, crazy? Let's just say it was a cloud.
Yeah. So if you saw something, would you actually tell somebody, May-Kay?
Yes.
You would. She would tell me, because we sit next to each other.
That's right.